welcome back, homies. It's Shredsy, and I kept getting comments from people asking me which class to choose for their race, and I thought it was a bit overwhelming to answer them at the same time, so I figured it would be a good idea to make a video helping you guys out. So today we're pretty much going to be showing you guys which class is the best for your race. Now you don't have to choose what I'm showing you, it's more so the best fitted, but if you guys want to choose something else, you will not mess up your slot at all. I'm just basically showing you guys how to use your passive stats the best you can. With that being said, before we start, I stream everyday grinding slots and helping my viewers farm, and I might give away a little some. So if you're in desperate needs and looking for people to grind with, I stream every day at 4 p.m. so join the Discord server to know when I start farming. So yeah, without the yap, let's get straight to it. Starting off with humans, being a human isn't actually bad at all. I know it seems like a bot race since has a high roll chance, but the stats the race gives actually isn't too bad at all, and the passives it gives is actually pretty good. So going over the stats, humans actually get 3 passive, which is called tenacity. When below 50% HP, gain a 15% damage buff and a 15% damage reduction, which is pretty good for like a warrior class, I would say, and you can also be a mage with this as well. It's kind of like back and forth. The second passive being Ghoul Slayer, you deal more damage to the undead. Now I'm not gonna lie, I'm not sure how this would even work because I don't think there's any undead mobs in the game just yet, but maybe there are. I don't know. The third passive is hunger efficiency, so your hunger bar won't go down that much, but either way, I don't think your hunger bar goes down that much either way. And you get 1+ focus efficiency and 2+ mana efficiency, which isn't bad. So basically human would be good for warrior, I'd say mage, and then thief. Human's just good all around, to be honest, so this isn't a bad choice if you get it. Moving on to orcs. Now this race isn't a bad race at all. It has 3 passes as well. One called battle hard, you get 10% more base health regen, which is really good. The second one called ravenous, I don't know how to say it, to be honest. This gives you 15% higher max hunger, which like I said, like humans, doesn't really matter because your hunger bar doesn't go down that much. And then your third pass is called ash walker. Now you get 20% more heat resistance, and this is good for farming in the hell mode, or I don't want to say hell mode like the hell area, because since you don't have the elder like ring, like the elder frost ring or whatever to like give you heat resistance, this is pretty good to substitute it out with. So this isn't a bad choice at all, since hell like is end game, and warrior's kind of end game too, since it's really good, and blah blah blah. This isn't a bad choice for warrior at all. Now moving on to elves. Now this is by far my favorite race in the game. There can't really be like a best race because each one has their own pros and cons, but elf is by far my favorite because you can use it with pretty much almost every class except for warrior, I would say. It goes great with thieves, it goes great with mages, it goes great with archers because the beast tamer has mana, and this is actually really good. It has 3 passives as well called strider. You get 3% more speed, 10% cooldown reduction, and 10% stealth, which is good for thief. The speed is good for archers, the cooldown reduction is good for mage. Like it all just synergizes well. The second passive being mana affinity, the third passive being focus affinity, and you get 10% more mana and 5% more focus. And you also get a skill at level 15 with elf that you go invisible for a certain amount of time, which is good with assassins and ninjas. So this race is just, it got it all, bro. It just got it all. Moving on to the slime race. Now I know it looks cool, but also I think it's pretty much just good for mages or priests. I'm not really sure, but it has 2 passives, one called viscous remains. When you like get hit, you leave like a blob slime behind, and like I don't know, but and also the second passive is called slime body. You have negative 7.5% magic resistance, negative 7.5 fire resistance, and plus 25% immunity. I don't know, to be honest. I guess if you're going up against mages, you kind of like are fodder. I think it's a bad race, to be honest. Wait, this might be a bad race low-key, but I mean, I don't even know what class you would even use this with. What would you use this with? Wait, slime just might be a fodder ass race. I don't care about this race. I'm moving on. Moving on to half golem. Now you can evolve this into a crystal golem, but I'm not even sure how to do that or if it's even out yet. But anyways, it has a skill called ground pound. I'm not sure what level you get this at, but you slam the ground releasing a wave of spikes around you, which is pretty good for berserker because you're just doing a lot of damage in general. It has 1 passive, which is kind of insane for it being a higher like roll chance. You get negative 5% max speed, so it isn't good for thief or archers. You get 5% damage reduction, 10% max weight, and you get 25% robustness, which basically means sustain, so you get like a higher fortitude, I guess, and you take minus damage. Like I said, this would be the best for berserker because you don't have that much speed. You take reduced damage as a berserker, so you're close up taking a lot of damage anyways. So yeah, this is a good choice for berserker or warrior. Moving on to Dullahan. Now I don't even think this race is actually fully out in game because some of the moves aren't done, and I actually haven't seen this in person in game at all. I've only seen like orcs, half-golems, and stuff like that, but I will read the stats off the Trello and tell you guys what class I think is best with this if it does, like if somebody does get it. I don't know. It has 2 passives called Grim Reaper, and you heal on a kill. So as soon as you get a kill, I don't think it's from mobs too, you heal, which is pretty damn good. The second passive being undead body, you get 25% robust, which is basically sustained, so you have fortitude. You have 25% more cold resistance and a negative 20% holy resistance. I kind of stuttered on that last part, but it's whatever. And then for the 3 skills, it's called Severed Sight. One is just question marks. And then the third one is Soul Harvest, which you get at level 15. Dash Forts with a magic scythe, slicing enemies in the way. And then you pop off your head and use like a camera for a severed sight. And then this unknown one, throw a magic scythe forward, which boomerangs back to you. This just sounds goated. I ain't gonna lie. Dullahan might be a crazy race, but this does sound good with knights because it low-key looks like a knight. It looks like a knight. This might be good for warrior. I think it might be bad with mage because it don't really have anything that synergizes with mage. Archer could be garbage for this because you don't have any plus agility. So warrior might be good for. There's a lot of races that are good for warrior, which is kind of insane. So if you made it this far in the video, I know I did yap a lot, but for a simplified version of me yapping, I will leave down below in the description or in the comment section basically what synergizes with what. So yeah, you guys don't really have to watch the video, but if you did make it this far in the video, I love you. I appreciate you. Like the video, go ahead, subscribe, join the Shredsy society, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.